Whoa, hello, welcome back. So we're in the States. Big MLS game week coming up. We had to get back on. I know we were a little bit late, but we were just getting settled, getting ready to go. Big episode coming in, big game week coming in. Of course, joined by Thomas Emler, Sorare Scout. How are you?
Doing good. I got a haircut for this episode specifically. No other
Nice.
reasons other than that.
Perfect. Yeah, we gotta look sharp. I got my jersey on after the big win. We'll go over that in a bit. We'll be Zach Star will be joining us in a bit. We're gonna do a little challenge. I don't know if you guys saw last time. We built a lineup towards the end of the episode. That ended up hitting the hot streak. So he was just like, why not? We'll go out buy that lineup. We'll make one. We'll see how that goes. But of course, Red or Dead in here. Hoodwink. How are you guys doing? And Red or Dead bought into some MLS. So there we go. Welcome to the in season crew. He said he had a better keeper than ZM Star. Who's the keeper? Because I don't know. Pools Camp's up there. Big game this week. I know that he got into some SKC from me, but let's just start off. We'll go over last week's games. Were there any particular games that you watched? I assume you watched Atlanta, but
Yeah, I watched the Atlanta game. I don't think I watched any other matches this past weekend. I think I was like that. The Atlanta game was pretty intense, actually. I mean, it was sort of a frustratingly intense game, but I think I said to myself, I said, I think I asked y'all this. I said, should I watch more MLS or should I finish Severance season 2? And
yeah,
well, you can take a guess at what I did.
yeah, no,
Which is a great ending, by the way. No spoilers here, but fantastic TV show.
spoiler free. I still haven't gotten into that, but I'm deep into Game of Thrones right now, so I need to. That'll be on my list next. But yeah, 1-1 draw. Dallas is at home. What did you see in this game? What stood out to you?
So it's funny because a lot of people got what they asked for with Miggy at the 10 starting, Saba on the right. I think Moranchuk was missing. I think Alex was definitely missing. He was questionable going into this game. I think that we played pretty well. The other piece was really frustrating, though, is the officiating. Look, I mean, I'm always going to be a little bit biased at home, but there's been multiple games. This one in particular was bad. Like basically, Lucho was purposely like fouling Gregerson at his, like going at his ankles multiple times to the point where Gregerson actually got injured and had to sub off. And the ref did nothing to stop it, not even a yellow. Like I think I made the comment that the ref wouldn't paint a school bus yellow. This was I mean, did Dallas get a yellow card? Because if you watch this game and
no.
you saw what Dallas was doing, it's insanity. The only person that got a yellow was Latte Loth. Like I think the officiating, he let the game get out of his control. He was letting Dallas just get away with everything. And like I said, I hate being that guy, but if you watch the game, I think you'd agree with me. The other piece is that, yeah, I think Moranchuk needs to start at the 10, Mickey on the wing. There's been some back and forth between the press, what the press wants to see versus what Dela wants to see. And I think that starting with him at the 10, Moranchuk, and then Miggy on the right and Saba on the left is still the best formation to start a game. Slotting Moranchuk as the box-to-box midfielder is not the best choice to start, is the best choice when you're chasing a goal or want to get a winner. I also think Mayamba played probably one of his best games since he's put on an Atlanta jersey. There's a chance I think he starts again this weekend.
Yeah, same. You think just the same midfield here that's already in?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Gregerson, I think, is also, he's in full training again. I'd initially had him questionable for the weekend on Predictify, but I haven't updated the projection yet, but the projection is going to be higher for Gregerson for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I wasn't tuned into this game. Obviously, you were. But yeah, I mean, Musa scored. I saw that goal.
And it was kind of a bad clearance by Atlanta, and then he came in and grabbed it off of the bad clearance. I think one other performance I'll call out is Brooks Lennon. He was, I mean, this might have been one of his worst games ever. I mean, it was just not even his crossing ability was there. And it's sort of funny because I'm at the point, like after that game, I was like, I wouldn't mind Edwards getting another start over Brooks. But I do think Atlanta needs to be in the market for another right back. I mean, people were joking we should go after Julian Gressel. And I mean, I know it's a joke, but I wouldn't be against it.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I mean, Brooks, it was a lot of missed runs, like missed time runs, people trying to send the ball into him, and he's not making the run. At the same time, too, Latte Loth probably had 3 great sends into the box with no one at the edge. And the question is who's supposed to be that? I don't know, but yeah, like I said, it was a frustrating game. It's funny though because I mean, I feel like Dale is doing his job well, and I think that like Pineda would have lost that game. Like that would have been like a 1-0 loss or 2-1 loss or something like that. This game was definitely back and forth. I was surprised it ended at 1-1. It kind of felt like either team was going to grab the victory.
Yeah, no, Miggy has been. It seems like he's settling in now. I know, obviously, like he was here before, but coming back, as you can see, 2 goals in the last 2 games. And yeah, no, again, a good favorable matchup this weekend for y'all. New England, yeah,
And I think too, it's that this is a new manager with a new crew, a lot of new faces in the attack, and it's going to take a minute to settle. My hope is that this is similar to Wilfred Nancy's inaugural season at Columbus. Didn't start stellar, but once they understood what his expectations of the team, what he wanted from the system, also they made some summer moves that really helped. Brought in Julian Gressel, and then they went off on flying. So yeah, I think this is sort of my hope that we'll see a better performance this weekend.
yeah, no, still playing well though. Still getting decent
Yeah,
results.
and I say I think I'm at the point where I don't think I mean this weekend I'm going to full stack my Atlanta players, but
Yeah.
I have already scoped out the Atlanta attack, someone else defense. I mean, I'd love it to be San Diego because they actually have a really good matchup correlation with Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a tad expensive right now.
Yeah, and Raider Did's got the Atlanta Classic Collection running, so
Nice.
hopefully this weekend you're running that out. And yeah, Muyumba again, great performance. And then Craig coming in, saying he finished 12th in MLS D2 with his SKC stack. We'll get to that now because obviously it's our first win of the year. It's a big win, and yeah, it was such a great game to be at. You could tell the energy was there was a lot of energy, not just from the crowd, but the players seemed a lot more amped up for this game. And you could tell the tweaks that he had put in. We played a lot more directly through the middle, through the midfield in general, and the Peter Vermees classic trope of just playing it to the winger and hoping they can make something out of it. We didn't do that as much. There was still points where that happened, but we were really playing through the midfield. I really think Manu is going to be very good with the new situation he's in. I think that for his price, I think he's one of the best value in season cards in the MLS. I mean, $5 limited, 25
no
rare. No bias, but just like looking at some of the names that are also in that price range, because rare in season is like a weird place because there is there's a big big price gap, and so I think that's an option to look at. But no, yeah, it was an incredible game. I don't know if you saw the highlights or anything that happened.
I saw the highlights, and yeah, I knew Jovic. He had a great game. I think Manu, and this is, I think it's finding the best formation for him because Spanish player, I assume, has loves the possession game, and I think it's interesting. I think that they immediately performed so well right after Verme's departure. Like I mean, I'm not gonna. It takes a couple of data points really to make a conclusion, right? But heck, I got some money, and like I'm in the market for a midfielder, and I might just go pick up a Manu Garcia. No joke.
Yeah, no, it was he was so great, and Jovic, like he's coming into form. He has 4 goals now on the season, joint third in the league. He's already producing, and he sort of still has that role that he had when he was at LA, sort of that you put it on his feet in a good spot, and he will finish it. And that happened with that first goal. Second goal, it was sort of an unlucky. It was a tip deflection save by Lunt, which was incredible. If you guys go look at the replay on that goal, but it fell right to his right to him. twisted his body and got it in. But yeah, and then I got to talk about Ndembe, who, if you guys have been watching the show for a while, I think last summer, while Ndembe was still on that torn ACL, me, Chris, and Jorge went out and bought Ndembe rares together for I think like $2. And so this is our time to shine. Yeah, big AA performance should secure his spot at left back. It's been a weird spot with him in Leibold, but yeah. And then shout out Jensen Miller too, super draft pick coming in, big AA game, probably going to start again this weekend. And the best part about that is it's been a long wait, but I was able to finally cash in on my sporting stack. Ran the full stack out. Captain choice was wrong, but random and cap 230 in season and one. Happy with that. Can't complain. And yeah, hopefully again this weekend we got Portland. So maybe we can keep that momentum running.
When you sent me a screenshot of that lineup before y'all played, I looked at it. I said, I think that could actually be pretty good. I mean, I think I even told you that. I was like, I think this could actually be pretty good. Yeah. Like, it's sort of the right timing, right? Underperforming team that has low AA, and all of a sudden they, get a shift and change in tactics and identity, big rivalry matchup. Just, I don't know, had all the makings of something good.
Yeah, and it was so fun. Just like seeing, because like you're there, but your Sorare lineup doesn't update because you're there live. So you see the goal, and then you're like refreshing it, waiting to see what the lineup's at now. I think at one point I was up, I think 8th. So I was really high up at one point. I try
not to look at my Sorare lineups during games. Like, I'm superstitious, where I'm like, I'm at the game, I don't want to ruin the performance. And obviously in the stands, I have such an impact. But yeah, I think it's fun to at least after the fact to see your lineup and be like, hell yeah, we cooked.
Yeah, usually my thing is I don't check during the entirety of the first half. Just because then I can like sort of guess at who's scoring well. But no, that as when the first goal went out, I was like, all right, we have a chance to win this game. I know Poolskamp was on a clean sheet at that point, and then Dembe had good AA at half. I think he was at 60 already. So I knew that the lineup would be cooking.
Had you counted duels one in your head?
No, I was counting effective clearances from Dembe. No, but yeah, crazy result again. But yeah, so moving on, I think another game that a lot of people were talking about was the Charlotte-Nashville one. And I think the story of this game more than the win from Charlotte was Zimmerman getting into that head injury. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
I was really curious how the guy who was it that kicked him in the head? Because he did like a bicycle kick, right?
I don't know who exactly it was.
I think I forget who it was, but my question was, I think it might have been Vargas actually. How was he not sent off?
Yeah, that really was. I think it was sort of just because it was incidental. Like,
but still, it's like you make a really dangerous play like that. And you basically take out one of their center backs in a really dangerous situation. Mm-hmm. I've seen people. I mean, let's talk about you're on the field and you tackle someone and you just one of those like ankle breaking tackles that you make. That's a straight red. So how is not biking a ball and kicking someone in the face a red card?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And yeah, they said Zimmerman actually might be a little bit ahead of schedule on his return. We'll see, because it looked pretty nasty.
He's out for this weekend for sure.
They haven't ruled him out yet.
Oh, really?
I assume he won't play.
I assume he won't play. I actually didn't catch the highlight. I read that it was a bicycle kick, and I was like, well, typically that's a red card. So, I mean, maybe I should watch it before I sit there and start preaching on my soapbox. But maybe I wonder if I can find it on Twitter.
Yeah, but I assume what we'll see is Bauer move into the center back spot and Nahar stay on the right when it comes to that. But yeah, another player who's been playing fantastic though as of recent is Pep Beal. Again with another assist in this game. He has been very good for Charlotte so far. 2 goals and 5 assists. He's Charlotte when they're at home, when he's able to get going, he was able to mix in some AA. He gets a nice score. I think his price is getting a little up there now, which is good. People are catching on how good he can be. And then Zop.
Look at those fixtures too, because they have They have Montreal this weekend. Zaha's out, I believe,
Yep.
this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego will be interesting, and that's one I would tag for a nice clean sheet for Kalima. But New England, yeah, it's like 3 decent fixtures.
Yeah, there's some solid, possibilities there. But again, Zaha got the goal, but he just had wrist surgery, I believe, on Monday, and
Was it wrist or finger?
it was one of the two. I think it might have been finger.
I think it's finger. It's like sometimes like.
Yeah, but they ruled him out for this weekend. He's been very good so far for them, especially when it comes to AA. Again, you that floor score. But yeah, no, we won't see him this weekend. Hopefully, he can recover into that nice matchup against New England. Besides that, are you seeing any other matchups that pop out to you from these?
So there was one more. San Diego Seattle Sounders was interesting. I thought the Real Salt Lake result was also really interesting. Feels like so Real Salt Lake got off to obviously a pretty bad start, but Mr. Luna, he was. I mean, he should have had a 100 because freaking Chalves just aired an absolute tap in through. I don't know. He knocked it over the goal. Yep. But yeah, I think Diego Luna had a fantastic game. I think it's only a matter of time before he goes to Europe to. I don't think it's going to be a top club, right? I think it's going to be maybe a solid Belgium, Denmark, something like that, where he gets a little bit more time to develop but can play with a great team.
Yeah, no, he had those 2 goals, and yeah, I believe one of the U.S. men's coaches was there in attendance for the game, so that's pretty big for him. Having those controversies with being left off teams in the past, and specifically the Olympic team last year. But
yeah, and I think too, it's they're rumored to be getting a new center forward. I think the person they have playing right now, right, is someone they brought in that I don't think they had him in mind to start. It felt like he was more of a development player, like bring him in now, get him started. But yeah, I think I forget the guy's name. He does have cards. He used to play for like Benfica or something. Or
I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I think he used to always pop up in Soy. Funny enough, for like cap 240.
Is it Xavier?
No, he's not. He's not on the team yet.
Oh, he's in the
So
RSL too.
So he is rumored by Tommy Scoops to be joining RSL soon, like their new GP striker.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully that'll help them out. They're having their attacks looked all right. I think Marschuk has looked decent at the beginning of the year. Goncalves again decent at the beginning of the year, sort of slowed down. So someone like that would probably be pretty good for them. Moving into the Sunday matches, I would say I think this is the main one that people are talking about.
You're not.
I know. I was pulling it up. But this is the main one people are talking about. Yeah, Joseph Martinez hat trick.
And those were some great goals too. I had him captain. Actually, I had him captain in a lineup with my Nashville guys. So I really wish they had held the clean sheet. So yeah, the Zimmerman injury kind of hurt because I captained him, and I forget who else I had in that lineup, but it was looking pretty good for a moment there. But yeah, Joseph looked fantastic, man. DC. Yeah. Oh God, and I feel 6 goals and he still has 20 points. That's actually pretty decent. Like
that's not bad.
The kid was fighting for his life out there. I'm just curious what the he didn't make that many saves. How did he get points?
18 goals conceded, 8 saves,
2 keeper sweepers. His defense was just doing nothing.
Yeah, I will say watching this game, you could tell that they have somewhat of an attack. It's not great. They were kind of just playing it from the wing, whipping it in, seeing if Benteke can get onto it.
Yeah.
But their defense is just so bad. They were able to get them on the counter so many times. There was a run for a second where they couldn't get anything going. They scored, I believe, 3 goals in the first 20 and 3 goals in the last 20. And so they sort of egged it on towards the end. Joseph got his late hat trick.
I'm surprised the DC coach is still the DC coach.
Yep.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be the DC coach, but yeah, this is a team. I mean, I think this team is better than a 6-1 loss, right? I wasn't sitting there tapping them to, like, I was going to say they would be like a squeak in for the playoffs, but this team still played decent last year. Like they also did they'd get rid of quite a few players.
Yeah.
And Daniel was 72 points without a clean sheet, by the way.
Yeah, I believe he had 9 saves. Yeah,
Yeah.
the San Jose stacks were thriving, whilst we're joined by Zach CM Star coming in. How are you,
Hey,
Zach?
what's going on? Good, man. Sorry I'm late. Had
No,
to
it's all
handle some
good.
stuff.
We were just going over this San Jose game, and I will say this Espinoza score down here. The reason why I was watching this game was to sweat this lineup right here. I was able to hit top 5 and actually get a car reward, which I thought was
And
impossible at the beginning of
what
the year.
was your card reward?
It was a Sean John Rare, which is actually he has the best run of goalkeeper fixtures upcoming. So hopefully try to hit some hot streaks with that. I'll probably show my line off up at some point.
But he plays for Toronto.
Yeah, that's the bad part. But I don't think I don't know if he's going to concede 3. That's the real thing. Is he going to concede 3?
That's all you got to pray for. Is please
Yeah.
don't concede 3.
And again, my favorite part of this lineup is I was able to throw in Dembe in there on a whim, and for him to hit 100 plus with the rare bonus. But yeah, before we move off these games, Zach, were there any games this weekend that you watched or want to talk about? We haven't gone over Miami if you want to do that.
Yeah, so Miami was the main game I watched this weekend. We had a lot of other games that I had to actually go to, but basically they looked okay. They looked more focused on the game coming up that was last night. But if anybody saw the Messi goal, and I wish I had time, I'm coming in late. I wanted to pull the reaction he had after scoring that goal if nobody watched that game.
Which one? Like the last night's game?
The Toronto
No.
one.
The Toronto goal.
I remember
I
that
missed
because
it.
the first one got
Like-
called back, yeah, and then the second
Yeah.
one.
So like after he scored from outside the box, or just like at the top of the box, like he very out of character was like pumping his fist. Like he just looked like a dude who's like on a mission right now. And I think it really showed last night too. Like he is just balling out and he is ready to put this team on his back. And like, but like it was so uncharacteristic when he was like pumping his fist to score on Toronto. Just seemed so out of place.
Do you think it's the manager? Like he just gets Messi hyped up?
Yeah, I mean that definitely could be the case. I mean they've been playing awesome under Mascherano, so like I can't even like there's nothing negative that's happened with the team to this point that I'm like who knew the rookie coach was gonna really get the team going like this?
Yeah, I think he was the biggest question mark. I think there's no doubt the team was great. It was just like, how is the coach gonna mess it up?
yeah, exactly. Like does he really know how to like manage personalities and all of this? Only coaching kids. That's where he comes from, coaching kids.
Exactly.
But it's been awesome. Segovia had a good. Finally, kind of had a bounce back game, which was nice. Allende played last night, but he was injured, so he didn't play the weekend. Because Segovia had kind of dropped off a little bit, but then again, they've had so many fixtures that it's been really tough to just keep playing week in, week out. Suarez is, I'm waiting for him to get hot. He's kind of been but the new kid came on, Alan Abondo.
Yeah, that was funny. It was towards the end of the match, right? He could have scored Messi through for a tap in and just tried to take it around the defender.
That's what happens when you're like 18 or 19 and you don't lay the ball off to Messi.
Is he just one of those, hey, I'm a young South American talent, I'll come to Miami to play with Messi for whatever low cost?
So I think Mascherano knows him from playing against him in the U20, U21.
Gotcha.
Like, so he knew him, so that's why he came in. I don't know much about him, but I mean, I think he's
Ecuador won that tournament, didn't they?
They may have. I'm not even. Yeah,
I think
I'm
they
not
did.
Even sure. But
I
yeah,
remember
coach rates him.
Yeah, I remember because there was like multiple players on Ecuador U20 team that I had put on my to watch if they ever get a card list.
And then also, finally, Baltazar got his visa. He's in Miami, so he may play this weekend because they're exhausted. I think
so
he
excited.
might play this weekend.
Maybe. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
You gonna play him in a lineup?
Hell no.
You're gonna wait till he gets 5 AA and listen.
I'll start him when Leagues Cup begins.
No, yeah. And then on the other side, Toronto-wise, Bernadeschi scored. He looked fired up for that. And Insigne, a little bounce back game coming in, 2 straight decisives.
What do you make of Insigne talking to the leadership at Miami after the game? He was having a little combo.
I mean, he was. Listen, that money is reserved for KDB coming in on the 6-month contract, TAM deal. We have the rights. We have the rights.
Maybe he's like, hey, Toronto will trade me for the Kevin De Bruyne discovery rights.
Yeah, the only problem is we'd have to
Art of
tear
the
up
deal.
that contract.
Art of the deal.
We'd have to tear that contract up immediately.
No, yeah.
Unless they take back Gressel. You get Gressel and
we already talked about taking Gressel back. I'm for it, man. Play him over Brooks at right back.
Which is, I think, a good move if Atlanta wants to stomach that contract. Like if you don't mind just shelling out.
I think we would only do it if we did something similar to how we got Cliche, which was eat most of the cost and then we'll eat a little bit.
Yeah,
which is not going to happen.
In the DP spot.
Yeah, in the DP spot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sean John shout out, only conceding 1 to Miami. That's my guy now. So
that's why I need Brady to not.
But he played awesome. Like he made a bunch of good saves. Like he played really well, but they just have such a weak back line. That's the problem.
That's AA. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, I know he got hit in the face by one of the Messi shots, and Messi checked up on him after. I think Suarez held up the 2, made sure he could see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
What's his preferential treatment? Suarez runs up to Gazan and just shoves it in the goal. He's like, walk to Sean John. He's like, oh, you okay, bud? 2 fingers.
Dude, that's because Atlanta has their number, so it's not friendly. This was against Toronto, so it's friendly.
Yeah, so again, Miami sort of more focusing on LAFC. That was a great game last night, by the way. If you got, I don't know if you watched that, Thomas. Yeah,
I watched some of it. I felt I couldn't stay up for the Vancouver comeback, but
that was nutty too. 2 really good
games. The first Messi goal definitely. I even though the ref did actually point on the replay that he could start that free kick. No way can you play that ball.
I mean, it's CONCACAF refs. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
There was like a Suarez goal called by our assist or something called back, right?
Yeah, Suarez goal where he was clearly onside when he hit that little
because it was like his arm or something. The line was,
but the line was the guy at the bottom of the screen. I guess it was whatever, the right back or whatever, and they were trying to save the center back. He was off from the center back, but anyway, I mean, there was just a wild game, a wild wrestling match. Marlon should have gotten a red for that forearm right to Messi's face. It was just wild.
Yeah, I mean that was getting insane. I mean, we were just having fights break out during the run of play.
Also, and then Stu Holden was Alba was in a headlock at some point, and then I actually watched the replay. Suarez had Alba in a headlock.
Yeah, as I say,
it was Suarez. That's the best part.
Oh yeah, and then Bouanga missed that big chance at the end. I thought surely he was square that
chances.
Away.
That header, which was sick that he got his head on that thing, and then missed that big one in the 94th minute or something.
Yeah, he did just hit it right at Ustari after getting definitely a lot of distance between the defender.
What do you think LA has to do this summer to get right back on track?
Griezmann? Is that the option?
I don't know if that's the answer, though. I think the answer is a number 9, to be honest with you, unless Griezmann's the number 9. I
think a number 9 and a 10. I feel like they need an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Bogey today, and he's off the Cherundolo. He's like, dude, Cherundolo, the style of play they have for their players is he's over it now. He's managerial change is what he's calling for. It's the only way to fix his team.
I don't think they'll do that until unless they just have an abysmal run of form. But I think the problem is they have a good team still, and they can still win games they should win. But they're not winning the big games anymore right now. And that's a big issue. And they're not getting the performance they expect from players. I mean, like I said, Bouanga and
how many VCMs for Bouanga last night?
Well, that's just that's status quo there. But
just one. I feel 3.
This should be 3, which means he's not getting the shots. It means he's not getting his shots in. You got 3 shots on target. It should be 6 shots on target. 3 big chances missed.
Yeah. He deked Weigant at one point where he just Weigant just looked so confused, and then Bouanga didn't know what he wanted to do with it after that, and it was just man, you could have put that thing right on goal.
No, I think Giroud is hands down probably one of the worst decisions LAFC have made in terms of just how it's played out. And like I said, because the thing is with their DPs, if they didn't get it right, they weren't afraid to move him on pretty fast. And
Okay.
Special
categories.
Yeah.
Get out. Yeah, like and you know, if it was just to try and get Griezmann to come, well, I don't know if he's coming anymore.
I don't think he's coming. I
think
think like
he was going to stay, right?
Yeah, I think what it sounds like the coach, I guess Simeone like asked him for one more year, and it sounds like he's going to do it, which I can't argue, man. Like MLS will always be here. Like you'll always get an offer.
Yeah, go play in San Diego, right?
I also think he wants a trophy in the season that he leaves. I think that losing in the Copa del Rey semifinal and losing to Madrid, how they did, like he definitely wants to stay. And seeing how Giroud did, like you can see how easy it is to fail in the league, and so maybe it's just a risk not worth taking. And I can assume he can demand a contract from Atleti that's similar to what LA would give them, if not more.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
So yeah. But off the LAFC talk, I have a watch list to go over for this weekend's matchups. If you guys want to interject, you can. Let me know what you guys think. But starting off,
garbage, absolute garbage. Boo.
Jorge not here, but we have Pedro Gallese, New York at home. New York haven't been good away from home so far. Orlando actually has they've been all right, but not great.
They still sneak a goal in every time.
Yeah, but I will say I think Orlando has their number, and they have had their number. But I really like Gallese at home. They have a really nice run of fixtures too, coming up minus this, and I just these two. But then they have a decent run for what I would say for Gallese. I think he has a good chance of getting a clean sheet. Maybe a little AA if Chupo just fires off some bullshit at the goal. But yeah, and then other keeper, I really like.
Sorry, did they play New York City or New York Red Bulls?
New York Red Bulls.
Oh yeah, never mind. That's a good matchup.
Yeah,
I thought you meant New York City.
No, New York Red Bulls.
That's the team that just doesn't want to win on the road. They just want to tie 0-0.
Exactly. And then I got Willis against RSL at home. He's been getting AA. Tough matchup against Charlotte, but besides that, he's been very good this year. And I think he can continue that coming back home. RSL, even with no Zimmerman, I think they still have a good defense with Bauer and Maher back there. So hopefully he can keep that clean sheet, maybe get a little AA like he's been doing. But yeah, it's kind of a weak pool for this week's keepers. I think the highest pick score in Sorare was Cita de Santos. And even then, he has a matchup against Colorado where Mihailovic just always loves a home game.
I would say Gazan if his back line could just not make freaking mistakes. Like that's all it is. I mean, you look at all the goals that they gave away against New York. It was just the back line passing it straight to the other team.
Yeah, I was gonna throw him in here, but like just so far this season, he's had good matchups and just hasn't been able to capitalize on them really.
Yeah, it's pure mistakes, but from the back line.
Yeah. And so
he should have gotten an assist. He still should have gotten an assist against New York.
Yes, he should have.
But yeah, no, Guzan, honorable mention shout. Again, he's still cheap. He's still pretty cheap for in season. So look out for that. But yeah, those are my two keeper choices. Going to defenders, I'll go through these quickly because they're kind of boring. Aaron Long, if Chris was here, he'd be proud. But he's been very good this season thus far. He should start. Yeah, he should start. I think Deke had him at 80%.
Okay, I see. Yeah, and he subbed against Houston, so
yeah. Okay. So he's been rotated already. He's been hitting really good AA. He's always usually been good at home. He can get his head on some stuff too. So we'll see.
San Jose though.
Yeah, it's the LAFC at home though, and their defenders tend to get pretty good AA at home. It was between him and Palencia, and I went him just because I think he has a higher floor. But yeah, Long there for that first defender pick. Second one, I feel like this is a cop-out answer, but Chirberko has been so good this year. I feel like I had to include him. And he's got St. Louis, who are really struggling at home. In this one, again, 60 pluses in 6 games out of 9 this year. And so, he's, again, just a cop-out pick, but yeah.
These are our big money plays, right? Yeah, because, we're not looking at our other thing just yet. All right.
Yeah. Going into midfielders, Jordy at home. I mean, he's just always good at home. So I had to throw him in there.
Good San Diego team, though.
Yeah, but they've also faced a good Charlotte team at home and smoked them pretty bad. So I think he can do it again. I run him in prior every time he's at home, just because like these scores are too good to pass up. Especially I feel like this year. I know that a lot of people coming into this MLS season are like there's a midfield, like the midfielders are elite in the MLS, and I feel like it hasn't really showed it as much this year when it comes to Sorare scoring.
We haven't had a push this year for sure. I think we've had some guys that get close, like maybe one or two of the San Diego midfielders, where they just put up insane AA. Like I would call them more like an Aiden Morris in terms of their AA build up. But we just haven't had someone that. Well, it's because Evander's been injured and he hasn't been consistent. It's like, yeah, there really.
Speaking of which, what is his percentage this week, Evander?
I think he's pretty low.
Yeah, I think Deke had him at 30. So yeah, not great. But yeah, Mihailovic, and then again Lucho. Seattle has been very shaky this year, and I think that hopefully he can mix in A and a decisive. Moose has been hot. Surely,
my Mucho combo is in my Prio Rare lineup this week.
Smart. Yeah. No, I think Lucho's in for a big week. Again, Seattle's just been so weird. Fry, I don't know. I think he's kept one clean sheet this year so far. So yeah, especially away. I think that's it. I threw mine here. I already talked about him, but Portland at home in this system, I think he'll be really good. I'm captaining him in my sporting lineups and in my in-season rare, so hoping he can keep that up. Forward-wise, I went 3. You can talk about this one, Thomas, but Latte Loth at home against New England is between him and Almidon, but I think I like him to score.
I think Latte Loth is the go-to. He is. Look, he's something else. He
has turned it up.
He created, like I said, he created 3 good chances that just no one waiting at the end of it. That's all it was. He is, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a penalty win, but like he was about to score. So, yeah, he is something else. He is someone that it's been worth every penny. Like the rest of the team hasn't been up to snuff, but and like yeah, sure, he could have scored more, but like there's other reasons why. I think that falls into it.
But I mean, Almiron's also gotten hot. Like that's starting to like turn up right now.
Like I said, this is what we talked about a little bit earlier, where as I said, it's a new system, new players getting to know each other. Give it time, let it build, get rid of the defensive errors, and yeah, hopefully maybe 1 or 2 changes in the summer window to pull in some players, maybe a new right back after that performance by Brooks Lennon, who I have been such a defender of Brooks for so long. And I saw that game. After that game, I went, dude.
2 bad performances in a row. Again, he conceded that penalty against NYC.
That wasn't on him. I mean, he didn't make it better, but that was on Derek Williams.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, Latte Loth. Him and Almiron. I didn't include Almiron, but I have to throw him in there. And then again, Orlando is just against the Red Bulls. I think at home, Ojeda's. I think Sasha Kleshton, as much as you want to, you can take his word or not. He has him second in the MVP ladder. And I think he's been showing that he can be elite this year. And I think the price might be high, but I still think he's going to perform again this week. And again, good matchups upcoming for him to try to score some goals and, get involved. And then finally, I went Bernadeschi. It's a weird one, but he's got Minnesota at home. I think that they are starting to turn a new leaf. 2 straight draws against good competition. I think he can get a decisive this weekend, and he's been getting some AA already this year. I think we can hopefully get like a score like this that's in the 70s, maybe pop into the 80s if he can get a decisive. But yeah, that's everybody. I went quick this time just because I want to get to this fun segment with Zach. But yeah, here's the players. If you guys use any of these guys, let me know. If you guys win anything with them, again, pop back on the show next week, say something. But yeah, so that's everybody. Any players that you guys have seen this week that pop out to you?
It's a tough slate of games that so far that what I looked at. So nothing right now jumping out at me, but I have to go digging around a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe some Nashville attackers or midfielders would be something I'd take a look at. Like I think my best lineup, I could do better probably with the defender, but it's Willis, Lovitz, Hani, and then Mucho together with the captain on Lucho. So I think Hani, he's had his up and down games, missing PKs, but if he could just not take PKs and just score and assist goals in transition, I'm okay with that. And I don't know. The other one that I thought about was maybe defenders Brad Stuver against Vancouver, who I assume are going to rotate.
Yeah, they're going to rotate, but they're still probably going to be good. I think Berhalter is really filling that Gould role in when it comes to transition attack.
God, Berhalter has figured it.
He's
the
so
game
good.
has really come to him with Gould out. Can I also just say that I appreciate the Miami favoritism once again? That both Vancouver and LAFC are playing Saturday, and we got the Sunday game again. I love the extra day, especially for Vancouver, man. They played late, and they're playing again.
I guess in Miami's defense, they have to travel.
That is true.
Yeah,
And Vancouver's at home, so
yeah, and they stay at home. They're against Austin at home too. Hopefully, we see Gould soon. His timeline of his injury has been very weird. They said 3 to 4 weeks when it happened. It's been 5 or 6 now. So hopefully, he comes back this month. I think that would be a good target. But yeah, and then another name I want to throw in there. As much as I've said Orlando, if Cesar Rujo can start, I think that he's in a good spot for really cheap. So look out for that. I think he's $4 limited in season. Look out for that. But yeah, so if you guys weren't on the show last week, we built a team. Someone came into the chat. I forget who it was. But they came in and they said, hey, build a $60 in-season limited team with a $20 keeper. And so our team was Takaoka, Veselinovic, Buka, Zaha, and Denki with a captain on Zaha. That team hit, I believe, 390 with bonuses. And so that smashed the hot streaks. And so we were talking around in the chat. And Zach, you said you want to build a team here on stream, $60 budget, and see what we can do. And yeah, it was Red or Dead. Thank you for that idea, because now we're making it a real thing. We're going to see if we can hit hot streaks. If you guys are in the chat,
but I'm taking it right back, Red or Dead, because as I go back to the chat, it looks like there was some slander about my keeper situation.
He did say
comment. Oh, disappeared.
My stuff died. I don't know what happened. Yeah, he was talking up here, saying he got a better keeper than Pulisic, which is hard to do. And then he said Cabral, so I can't take him seriously. But yeah, I made a little watch list. We can go over this. This is just sort of guys that I think with the next 5 matchups can play and smash, and give you the best way to hit hot streaks. So yeah, 17 player watch list. Let's see what you like. So we can just start. We can just start at the top. I threw in. It's not loaded. Give it a second. But I could just say the first guy that I had in keeper wise was Sean John for I think $12. No, $15. That I think him. You already had Poolscamp. I was going to throw him in because I felt like he was really good value for the matchups. But again, I think Sean John has. I don't see him conceding 3 besides maybe NYC. And that's kind of what you need for hot streaks.
Doubt
At home, I don't think I just don't. Again, DC, New England, I just don't think they concede 3 in those.
But
and again, conceding 3 is a hard thing to do.
Talk to DC.
Oh yeah, I conceded 3 twice. But yeah, I mean he can get AA again. Gone against decent teams so far. Cincy, Chicago. I don't mind
at home though. But so at home, you got to think that
4 home matchups.
He's not going to get as many shots against him if he was on the road. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's no chance. I give him close to no chance of keeping a clean sheet.
I think maybe in this one.
Oh, are we not just talking about this weekend? Because
yeah, we're talking about next 5 weeks.
Oh, next 5 weeks.
For hot streaks because we're trying to hit.
We could sort of build one every week, but I did say in the chat, so I guess this part wasn't brought up. I said we'll come up with a team and I'm going to buy it for this week, but we're going to use it for 5 weeks because I can't build a $60 team every week.
Right? Yeah, because
I'm just blading money on fire.
$60 for the freaking San Diego keeper.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I was thinking of with Sean John is just like flexibility with the rest of the team. Like you have more budget to spend on those higher scoring players. We can look through some of these guys, and you can tell me if any of them stand out. I chose Gaiese as my other one, just because I think his price isn't too bad. I think
He's
Takoka
like, what,
probably.
20?
I think a mixture of ability and matchups, Takoka would be my choice. But he is
Honestly,
like
I
40
think
bucks now.
Pulscamp is a better choice.
Yeah, but he already has Pools Camp in his gallery.
I already have so like it's I want to buy the team so that way it's like I don't want to use like guys that I already have basically just for funsies.
What about Bradley Gazan?
For 15? What are the matchups looking like?
I would give that a better clean sheet because you got Atlanta, Philly on the road, but the Philly's not at their best right now.
I mean, they just
Orlando on the
dumped their
road,
best
They just
player.
got rid of a piece. Yeah, they just got rid of a piece.
Nashville, Chicago on the road,
Orlando away is a little questionable.
and like I don't see
In Chicago, but
I don't
besides that-
see Atlanta giving away 3. Oops. Like if you think about, unless like it's just stuff that's not in his control, which is what's happened a lot lately. But I mean, Toronto has Minnesota, Real Salt Lake. Like basically, Toronto has 3 good fixtures on the end, but 2 are like really tough. And I would say New York at home even is still pretty tough because they tend to always score now. Like I mean, Agustino Heda or whatever the forward's name is
For who?
for Toronto. I would give him like 2 good fixtures at most. You're not going to get a clean sheet these next 2 games. I'd be very surprised.
For Sean John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean, I could just like I don't think anybody over $30 is even we should even talk about. But
No,
I
because
think-
that's half the budget.
I mean,
20,
Ustari
yeah.
for 20. But calendar again, it's weird. We don't know.
Calendar sunk, man. I mean, he might get some rotation, but yeah.
There's
You
no
think
point.
Ustari's gonna-
You're not going to get anything from him in terms of it's.
Yeah,
You might as well just get Sean John.
yeah. Save yourself a few
10
bucks.
points is better than 0.
Yeah. And then Willis at 28, I don't mind, but again, that's sort of reaching on the budget. Fry for 22, again, not great. I don't mind Stefan for 22. He's had some good clean sheets recently. Austin and Charlotte at home. Actually, don't mind that.
So
What's his run?
So he is San Diego at home, Houston away, Sounders at home, DC away, and San Jose at home.
I think hardly any keepers have cut to well, San Diego has been pretty brutal on keepers even on the road. The Houston one, the Seattle one, DC away, even San Jose.
Wait, should
at
I
home.
pick up? Wait, what can I get an in-season Jonathan Bond for?
He doesn't have in season card. He's in the championship,
Rolling
right?
the dice.
Oh, he's in the championship. Oh.
Yeah, so they didn't mint.
I think I like Zach Steffen more.
Yeah, so he's at 21 right now. And I will say on this watch list, I also had Chidozie Awaziem in there as a defender option.
Okay, so you can go
and-
stack. All right.
He was really good at the beginning of the year. His price went up, but now he's coming back. He's getting a little bit more AA. Even in a loss, hitting a 50, a couple of yellow cards. I think my favorite defender option was Ndembe because of matchups and his, attacking, And then Zonka has good matchups too, and he actually does decent in starts. And Yoshida's going to be out a few weeks, so he's going to take over that starting spot. But, I mean, this isn't bad either.
Man,
But
I'm
yeah.
looking at your list and I have I can run a team. I
Yeah.
just picked up an Ndembe and I saw Paslich was on there and I got Pulse Camp. I can do it already.
Yeah, Reddit's got Cabral. Okay, so some RSL. Russell Rowe, I like. Janssen Jovic. and
Anything
Ferrer,
on
yeah.
that? I don't know the dude that they just picked up, striker, right? RSL.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about before. Yeah, before
Okay.
we hopped in. I don't think it's
Yeah.
who was it, Thomas? The
Dude from
striker.
Boa Vista, right? Oh, there you are. You were just
Yeah.
frozen in this weird pose like this.
I was really thinking hard about that one. Yeah, I know my internet just pooped itself.
No, but yeah, defender wise, this is who I had. Again, it doesn't have to be these guys. These are just the guys that I thought had good matchups coming up. And then Veselinovic, I really like at $6. Houston, St. Louis, Miami, but it's at home. Minnesota, and then Miami. Oh, these are at CONCACAF. So
the
then
CONCACAF
RSL,
games, yeah.
RSL and LAFC. So that's,
That's a good run of fixtures.
I don't mind
if I
that,
just look
but-
at if I just look at the MLS ones, because the CONCACAF games I don't really have players to play.
yeah.
So
Are they
it doesn't
playing?
really matter.
They're yeah. I don't know why I was going to say, are they in BC place for this game? But I assume they are. I know
So
they're-
they get the first leg because Miami had a better. Like they scored more points at home or something. I forget how the rules of who gets to be the second leg host is like crazy for this thing.
They're just thinking of random stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no set rules. It's just like, you had more points on the road or more at home or something. It's like, all right, whatever.
No, yeah, I love Vancouver. I've been running my stack, especially Berhalter captain. He's too expensive now, or I would have thrown him on the list. But yeah, Veselinovic, he has a 60+ potential, and I actually don't mind that for $6. So yeah, is there anybody that you can think of that you were seeing? I'll go to Sorare so we can look. Let's go under $10. There's no reason to spend more than $10 on a defender. I also saw I think Amador's $6.
Yep.
Which I don't think is
And
that bad as long as he can play.
He should be good to go this weekend. I think last weekend was definitely a stretch for him, but this weekend he's been in full training.
Okay, well that's a positive. Freeman was a little bit over the budget. Gutman, Adibi just came back, but he hasn't trained at all. I'm trying to see who else. I don't think Aaron Long is that bad of an option either. I don't know how much he is though.
I think if you're gonna try and hit the hot streaks with like a variable goalkeeper, then you probably need to go with someone with a higher ceiling defender.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think Stefan is going to be the play then, because he can get that AA? Or do you think?
Yeah, because like I can't afford Takaoka. He's at what, 40? Yeah.
Yeah, he's too expensive.
He's being pumped up.
He blows the budget immediately.
Yeah. And so, no, yeah, maybe what you could do is you could pick up Zach Steffen and then pick up Awaziem and Veselinovic and just play based on matchups, because he's $2. So like if Colorado at home, we can see the correlation between the two and see if there's the home, away, home is home, away, home. So yeah, you could probably, get away with
play
that.
him.
I don't know. Are we just buying 5 players though, or are we gonna?
No, whatever fits within the $60.
That is true.
I think is what, because if you can have rotational pieces for hot streaks, that's kind of what you're looking for.
So that might be the play. What do you think?
Yeah, I think defender is where you want to rotate the most as well.
Yeah, based on matchup.
Like try and get some consistent winners for your midfield and your striker or your forwards, and then like rotate defenders. Because like I don't know, looking at forwards too, like who even has?
Yeah, like what do we have on the list?
So I had Max Arfson, Zinkernagel, Hannes Wolf, Adrian Martinez, Dejan Jovic. So I think Martinez is $10, Hannes is like 5, Zinkernagel is like 8.
Yeah.
and then Arson's like 9. Jovic is like 5 or 6.
I like Martinez. I personally have him too, and they got what 3 home games out of the next 5.
You could run a Hannes Wolf Martinez.
2 of those away games are by the way, Toronto and New England.
Oh, those are pretty good matchups.
That's a very nice run of matchups for a person that's also taking penalties.
Yeah, so do we just want, and then for
let's start putting it together in the builder.
Okay, so here we are. So do you want to throw Martinez in the forward spot right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll throw that there. And then midfielders is where I think the money should be spent. I had a couple good offers. So I had Almiron, Gazdag, who apparently is going to start, or looking like he's going to start this weekend.
So you're going to buy a Newcastle Almiron then?
Yeah.
Which is what we did with Zaha last week when we built it. Because
we threw
cheaper.
A Leon Zaha. Pasalic for, I believe, 18 is in there too with good matchups. Chambost. Crew have really good matchups too. And then one of their away matches is St. Louis. 3 straight in that little section. And so yeah, those are who I picked. And then again, Skazdog, like if he can start, like
I would probably lean towards Pasalic. I mean,
that's what I was thinking, him or Almiron.
New York, because Atlanta has a little bit more of a tough road. There's Philly on the road, Orlando on the road, and Chicago on the road, which are all kind of weird matchups. Then Orlando, New York at home this weekend, Montreal on the road. That's fine. Atlanta at home, they'll lose that. But Chicago Fire away, New England Revolution at home.
Yeah, I think I like Pasalic too. You already have him though, don't you?
I already have Pasalic, so that's
I
might save a few bucks here, but it's probably the best choice. I mean, maybe picking up a Gazdag just because, like, I should pick up somebody.
Yeah, but like, how quickly do you think Gazdag starts in Crew?
I mean, he's fully fit already, and they said he fully trained today, and he's going to fully train the next 2 days. Right. And like, he would perfectly slot in that 10 spot that they've been trying to fill with Aziel Jackson.
Okay.
And so it'd be Gazdag and then Rossi and Russell Rowe up top, and then Arfson off the left, and then DeJuan Jones off the right, or Farsi. So yeah. And then it's sad because is this the era of Pen Dog over? Or are they going to put him on pens when he's there? It'd be a sad ending. So yeah, who do you think you want to throw in the midfield then?
So Gazdag, I think is, and then Pasalic would probably be what I would play here.
Okay, so we'll go Gazdag in the midfield spot, and then we'll throw Pasalic.
Dude, Gazdag's up to $21. Wait a minute. Let me see if what's his Insta buy? Yeah, his Insta buy is 25.
Yeah, I think with the news, people realized also that he's going to be good. I think most of these midfielders. And then another one that I really liked was Cesar Araujo. He was towards the top, but in starts, he's been very good this year. Again, you could also pair him with Pasalic if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You can get some good AA and, again, good matchups for Orlando if you want to do that instead of someone else for 356 or 365.
Yeah, that's a much more manageable price.
Do you want to throw that in instead of someone?
Yeah, if I take Araujo and pull out Gazdag real quick.
Speaking of Orlando, Duncan, what's up, man? We are building we're going over doing what we did last week this time. Actually buying the team, and no Choupo-Moting will not be in here.
Travesty.
So we have a defender spot and a goalkeeper spot left. What do we think?
All right. So What was Vasilanovic again? What was his price? Actually, no.
70. $6.
Yeah, $6. No, I think if we do the Stefan, I'd rather. Yeah, I'd rather have have the stack.
Okay, so if we go Stefan Awaziem, I think that would leave us with some extra budget if we wanted to go maybe Almiron instead of Pasalic.
Yeah, let's see how much budget is left, and then we will make moves based on that.
All right, let me do this on my phone because I know that there's the recent, but so Stefan was 21, Awaziem was 3, Cesar Rojo was 4, Martinez was 9, and Pasalic was 18. So we have $5 if we want to stretch and see if we can get maybe a $25 guy here, or maybe a $15 forward instead.
I like the forward. No, I like the forward. So let's look at a mid.
A mid for 25-ish.
Yeah, what do we got in the 25 range? I can pick
go
up a
Push.
gold. Unfortunately, I can pick up a gold,
You can, but then again,
but he doesn't play.
I
But
think
should probably
Busquets for
pick one up.
15 is nice. I think that Hartel for 21, the fact he's 21 now is kind of wild, but again, is kind of bad. Pep Beal for 23 isn't bad.
Pep Beal for 23 is not bad.
What's
Zaha's out this week.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah. So I'm just saying that might even let him eat a little bit more.
Montreal away, San Diego, New England, Columbus, Nashville.
Oh, that's a tough ender.
Yeah, that's kind of
on the end of the 5.
So yeah, Quinn Sullivan for 13. Actually, it's actually really nice.
I actually think Quinn could play a bigger role with Gazdag out now.
I
Yeah.
agree. Now that I'm seeing he's 13, I actually might go after.
Yeah.
And then I love this right here for 22, Jordy. I think that's very nice. I think some of these prices are coming down quite nicely.
Yeah.
And that would fit with the Colorado theme.
It would. I'm about to have 3. All right, listen to these 3 stacks I'm about to have. SKC, which I already have, except for Jovic. It's the only piece I'm missing. I'm about to have Orlando. I'm just missing Gayese. And then I'm about to have Colorado.
I mean, San Diego at home, Houston away, and DC are the only away matchups in there. Sounders, Earthquakes, Andy has the 100 potential, so he'd be your cap.
Yeah. He'd be
I don't
capped.
mind that. I don't mind that at all. Is there anybody else here? Thomas, do you see anybody else here in this $20 to $25 range that you like more than Mihailovic?
How much are those San Diego midfielders right now?
Valakari is 20.
Yeah, I feel like he's on a nice streak, but I don't know what his scores are. I forget if his scores are coming from decisives or just AA.
They're decisives. I think he has a decisive in every last game. And then Dryer's 28. So he would be a little bit over. And then Tverskov's 60 something now.
70, I think. Yeah, he's 70.
Yeah, he's the new
He's the new Vander.
Hani for 25 isn't bad. I don't mind that too much.
Let me look at Soy. Let me look at Soy real quick. Let's see what Soy says.
I wonder if I have that on here.
Well, what about Rusnak? What's he sitting at right now?
Rusnak is... All I know is that he didn't train this
27. 27.
Okay.
Or 28, basically.
Yeah, I would actually say if you can find because Dryer has both classic, has both old cards and new cards. If you could find one of Dryer's oldish cards that are still in season, I might go for him.
It's not even letting me look it up.
That or take a risk on Shambo.
Yeah, he's not too expensive, which is good. Again, Miggy though for 23 or whatever it is, you don't think that that's better?
For midfielder?
Yeah.
That's
I still think
interesting,
Mihailovic.
That's about the same price as his current card too, for a forward.
I still think Mihailovic is probably the best one.
Wait,
Yeah,
Dryer?
I think Because what's Dryer's like? Because I feel like you might find some cheaper Dryer cards.
Yeah, I'm
Just
looking right now.
like if you look
So
outside of
he's
it.
so he's a forward, not a mid. That's what we're looking.
There
He's
you
a
go.
forward.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's wild. The only midfielder, like the other midfielder for San Diego, is the striker, and then the midfielder that you want is a forward. But yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
and then I think Jordy.
Jordy. So if we throw Jordy in here instead of Pasalic, Georgie.
Yeah, how long is he going to be out now? Klavinovic.
I bought Glavinovic at the beginning of the year because I saw they had some good scores at Argentina, and he did just do his Achilles. So
Ugh.
yeah, not good. But he had some good scores to start. But yeah, so no, if we throw Jordy in there, it would look like this. If we captain Jordy, is this last week? It's not bad. 393
No, hits the
without
streak.
with yeah. So and that's without I have to add the 50% bonus.
Yeah,
Apply power, 438.
438.
So yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there any tweaks that you guys would say? Is there a better $4 card than Cesar Rojo? I guess would be the only thing.
Yeah, so then I guess do we look at a better $4 card? Well, I guess
See.
it's $14, right? Because we have 10. It says it's 50. That line up $50.
But Mihailovic is 22. That's it. That's wrong. It says he's 15, but he's 22.
Oh, it says he's 15. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I mean, if we do 22,
So you got $7. You can pick up
plus-
Amador.
plus 4 plus 9. Yeah, because Jordy was 22, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have it being right at 61. So it would be like, because that's Stefan was 22, Jordy was 22, Oziem was 4. He actually might have been 3, and then Araujo was 4, and then Alonso was 9.
All right, $60 to win $3. Let's go.
Yep.
But and then $5 after that, and then $10 after that.
Plus
so yeah.
whatever else you win.
So any other of these looking better for 4? I mean, I don't know. Ali Ahmed, I would say, but it's weird with their rotation now that they're this far into the competition. Maxi, if we want to pair with Alonso Martinez, that's not bad
I
for
mean,
3.
I could pick up a Hannes Wolf for 4.
How much is Wolf? Is he? Oh, he's 4.
I think so.
So you could do this. I actually prefer that. So throw Mihailovic here, and then go Hannes Wolf here, Captain Jordy. So look like this. What do we think of that? Thomas, you like that?
That's not bad. I actually like that a lot. Hannes Wolf is like kind of one of those solid guys. He's never going to get you big scores, but I mean, the idea is if you win a little money, you'll use that to improve the team.
Yeah, like hitting a hot streak almost just pays off Hannes, like
Yeah,
the first time, you know.
and he takes corners and stuff like that too. So you got some set piece action going on.
And again, matchups here are very nice, and they've had some pretty tough matchups. Miami, LAFC, Orlando, all in a row. Columbus, Atlanta away. Like they're coming back home. Yankee, like Aaron Judge.
And this is sort of that time of year where they start to play a bunch of home games back to back, and they're just always so good at home.
Yeah. So is that what we're going with then? This is the team?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to screenshot this. I'll put it in the chat just so we remember. But yeah, here's the team. You guys are going to follow us on this journey. We're going to see how much we can win with how many hot streaks we can hit. If we can hit 5 in a row, that'd be kind of insane.
If we hit 5 in a row with this, everybody just needs to.
What's the highest streak? It's 160 if you hit 430. So That'd be kind of
I mean,
crazy.
430 is not an unreasonable number, to be honest.
That's my sporting stack scored last week. So anybody can do it. What's the rare? I haven't looked at this enough because now that I'm playing Hot Streak Rare, jeez. All right, but yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Is there anything you guys want to touch on before we head out?
No, man. Just probably one of the best games I've ever watched last night. Like that was just such an enjoyable game, dude. Like it was
were
hard
you
to
at
go
the
to sleep.
match?
No.
Yeah.
I guess I could have went in theory, but tickets were pretty cheap. Maybe I'll see what the tickets look like for Vancouver.
There you go. Put on that gold jersey.
Yeah, and then Duncan says we took the two best players out of the team, in Hannes and Adrian.
That's
I hope
kind of
so.
the idea, though. Yeah, it's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
But for their prices, it was just like so worth it. All right, so I've already purchased the team, so I'm just gonna build it out.
There we go.
I mean, you have to.
Oh yeah. Do you have enough for hot streaks for with Pools Camp too, so you can double up, try to get it?
Oh, here, let me share real quick. So
Let's see the team. You get any animateds?
No, I don't think you can get that. Oh, like if you bought on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Oops, I think I hit the wrong button here. Yeah, share.
Red or Dead wants us to build his prio lineup.
All right, we're gonna build your prior in season lineup.
Okay.
What's your Sorare data name so I can pull it up? We'll get that going. What we got here? Oh, look at that beauty.
So so here's the three teams I currently have. So one of them. So this is like my first team. This is like my A side.
Oh, you got Angel. Okay, that's good. He smashed last week. That was beautiful.
And then this is my B side. And then this is like my remainders. So
where are you going to slot
instead,
this team? Yeah.
Yeah, so this team is going to take in the B side here, or the C side.
And honestly, you could probably build a pretty cheap classic team if you just want somewhere to throw Messi. If you want to have like an extra team.
Yeah, I mean, it was just more or less because I have like Messi and Evander, and they would normally slot into my non-hot streaks like stacks, kind of like Evander would fit into my Cincy stack. Who am I looking for here? I'm looking for Wolf. Oh, I guess he hasn't shown up yet.
Right above Awazia. And above DaCosta.
There he is. There he is. All right, so yep, captain that. Yeah, so this is the hot streak side. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I know this isn't like even a remotely decent team to put into MLS.
Yeah, scroll all the way down. I think it's in the unused. Do you want to show your prio in season lineup, Thomas, before we build this one?
Sure.
See what you're going for.
I think they're not finalized yet, but give me just 2 seconds. I've been building lineups while y'all have been talking, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out these freaking contender guys. There we go. All right. That's not it right there. Let's see here. Okay, I'll just do this.
Yeah, so this is like the best of what I have remaining for like a classic lineup.
It could be worse, honestly.
It's not terrible. I know. It's not terrible. The funny thing is, though, I could pick up something like way better than Cesar Rujo for like nothing.
Yeah.
I could probably pick up a Mihailovic for a classic Mihailovic for nothing.
You get a Gould too, classic Gould, and wait on it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see, Thomas, what you got?
Yeah, so I might switch. I don't know if you're sharing right now, or am I sharing?
I think it's sharing the wrong screen.
Whoops. Hold on. I probably clicked on the wrong one. Let's try this.
There we go.
Yep. I might switch Brooks for Amador after the performance last week, but I was like, maybe Brooks takes the criticism well and bounces back. But yeah, this is the one that was supposed to cook last weekend too. I think after this week, I'm gonna probably keep these three together and move these guys. Maybe like trade again. Hopefully I can win something. I traded some cards for these guys, and I don't know. But this one I actually like a lot too. They're all D2, so it's sort of like there's no prio necessarily. Like they're all equal in terms of, I think, opportunity. But other than Kelvin, who I gotta captain him at home again or away against Toronto. I feel like he hasn't scored in the last couple of games, and like he had like one stinker of a game, but it just feels like he's due for a goal. But yeah, Martin and Shaq against Seattle. Saba at midfield here, just to try and cash in on hopefully what's a good home fixture for Atlanta this weekend. Alonso Martinez. I had thought about maybe putting Hannes Wolf here, but then it's like, where does Yeboah go? And then right now it's Brady as the keeper with pretty much some of the Cincinnati guys. Forsberg, because they didn't really have anywhere else to put him, and I think he's also my last in-season keeper. But these are all three teams can now hit hot streaks, which is great.
There you go. Those look nice, especially that Atlanta stack. Again, against New England, you could get them 2 or 3-0.
Yeah, and like I said, the only thing I might change is starting Amador, but I don't know. I'll probably decide tomorrow morning. Yeah, and like even here, it's the exact same thing for all my classic teams. Are all D2. But yeah, this is what I was talking about.
I mean, earlier. I like your third. Obviously, other than this Brady running into a tough matchup, but like I like that third team. Like that's a pop off team.
And I feel like Brady, like because it's just going to be a rotated Miami, there's a good chance that probably he gives up a goal, but maybe he can get like some decent AA or something.
Yeah, that's like a pop off team right there, though.
Yeah,
and Luca.
And I'll say like I'm really happy at the price point I got Engel at. Just I had brought up Red Dead stuff, but like,
what do you think about Engel this weekend?
I mean, I think
I haven't really
I'm playing him.
I'm captaining him in that lineup, which is wild. That have Denki and Oriano, but those guys have just been underperforming recently. So I'm like, shit, do I just captain Engel or do I captain Denki?
I'll show mine here so you can help me out, but
yeah, I'm confused on who I captain here. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if there's a right answer.
I think that's probably the safest pick, but yeah, no, I went Amador in this, but like I could definitely just throw Engel in there. This is like my hot streak, hopefully smasher with really good matchups. Over here, Sporting, got to keep it going. Luckily, I hit D1 with both of these, so I can do that. And then I went Vancouver stack, mini stack here with Musa and Denki. So I don't know. That's sort of my situation. I
actually think
Amador.
Pulling Amador out of that lineup and putting Engel in might be.
But I also have Nahar, who's been good at home this year. So I have 3 different options to go through. And so yeah, here, sorted by in season. So yeah, I have Nahar, Engel, I have Negri away, but I probably won't choose him. So yeah, do you think Engel in here instead? You think that's the play?
Yeah, I think just given that matchup.
Yeah. The thing is, you
look at the historical scores, and that's like the one thing that stood out to me. But that's because DC plays a little bit of a not only say murder ball, but
yeah. No, I'll go for it. Yeah, and then Araujo, I assume he's going to start. So I just wanted to keep that Orlando stack together, even if it meant not having Forsberg in a lineup. Even though like that, and then I don't think DaCosta does anything again this week. I think if anybody, it's Santi to score or do anything, and J-Rod. We should see him. But yeah, no, I did that, and then I'll show off. I assume I think I've showed you guys both this team already, but I have my first rare hot streak team going with my boy Sean John and the sporting boys. Dude. So hopefully hold up.
That thing could be hot streaks, definitely.
One moment.
Huh?
Hello. What up, y'all?
Dude, you're on the river?
Bro, look at this, bro. I'm fucking still here. Fucking hell.
Go score a goal.
These people dang gave me keys. I can't be trusted. What the hell are they thinking? Trust me to lock up the place, set the alarm and shit, but it's nice though. What's up?
Dude, you know it's bad though when I see you talking and I see your breath. I'm like, you're not meant for that climate.
Bro, I have like 3-4 layers on, bro.
Yeah, you're not meant for that life.
Bro, I don't have warm clothes, bro. Shit sucks. Oh, we out here. I want to say what's up because I'm still here, but I'm milking the
We're
clock
big.
at this point. Don't tell
We're
Chris.
big. We're bigging up Orlando right now. We built that $60 team. It's got what did we have? No, not in that. But we were talking big about Cesar Raujo and Ojeda, and we
Bro,
think that they
Caesar's
could
the
be.
GOAT. How about that dummy rotation last weekend, huh? What the hell? No midfield, no party. Fucking hell. Dear Lord. But at least we didn't lose, baby.
Let's get a view of the skyline. Give us a skyline view.
Oh, here. Can I flip this? Can I flip the camera? No? I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how well you can see
Look
it.
at that beautiful Pittsburgh skyline.
Reddit Dead says hi.
Yeah. What's up, Red or Dead? Yeah, bro. I got the right there on the river, right in the skyline.
Oh, I
Perfect
do
for some
have.
footy.
I do have my idea for Red or Dead's hot streaks lineup.
Yeah, this is what I have. Like I've already built it here. So
Let me see
on my
which-
screen.
Here,
Yeah,
pull yours. You pull yours
Let's
up.
see.
Zach.
Let's see
Yeah,
Zach's
this is-
first.
This is probably what I would do.
Someone build my lineups and send them to me. I haven't even looked at them yet. I still got to do that later. YOLO.
Okay. I like this.
I went with
There's a few swaps that I was like
Dembe.
thinking about. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if my other option was to go,
and then I put Jovic.
yes.
So
If
I did. Yeah,
If I made
had.
the swap, this is what I was going to do. This
Yeah.
is my other.
I
combo.
did Miggy, and Dembe, Jovic, and Muriel.
Oh,
and
you
there's-
went double forward up here, huh?
Yeah, and I did the exact same thing as Thomas.
So we're
I
looking like this.
And yeah, Captain Miggy. That's
Yep.
exactly
Yeah.
what I have.
Jorge, you agree?
I wasn't looking. What? I was
Yeah.
looking at the skyline. I get distracted.
Muriel
No
good,
chili,
right?
though. Fuck
Should
skyline chili.
Red or Dead wants to know if he should start Muriel this weekend.
Yeah, bro. Fucking smack it. Smack that thing. We're on the Muriel train, which means it's actually probably a bad idea. By the time, now that I'm finally hopping on, that means it's too late. It's already over. We already missed the party. But I'll probably be playing them this weekend too. So, hey, Muriel to the moon, baby. Let's go.
You got
All
the
right.
full in-season Orlando stack yet, or no?
To be honest, I was looking at Thomas Williams. Alex Freeman at this point. He's still pretty cheap, and he's playing good, man. He's locked down that starting spot because Dagger Dan's a midfielder again, apparently. So
He's like
Yeah.
$12.
yeah, it's not bad. I have an Amador on the wait. Is Amador playing this weekend?
Yeah, he should be good to go.
Oh, okay, hell yeah, because you know I bought that thing for $6 last week. Let's go.
Big.
So yeah, I guess I got Amador. So maybe I need another forward since Brandon Vasquez and Ajimon still ain't doing it. So
Jovic is $5.
or I just buy Muriel. Do I buy Muriel? Is he
That's not
overpriced?
bad either. I don't actually know.
Yeah,
I don't know. That
know.
run of green scores like definitely got people to buy. He is
I mean, even though they're just 60s
10,
and they ain't
right?
that great anyway.
he's 10 right now.
Did I get a better forward for $10 right now?
Didn't we just look at this? Hannes Wolf for 9.
Ooh, I have a
Or
rare.
Martinez
That's been
for
fun.
Martinez is also 10.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would just go for Martinez.
Okay, I don't hate it. Is that good for this weekend too? Is NYC a smash this weekend?
Yeah, they play.
Yeah. They have good matchups upcoming. They play 3
Yeah.
of the next 5 home, and their 2 away matchups are easy.
Okay, all right. I fucks with it.
What about Riverhounds? Do we play their stack this weekend?
Hell yeah, baby, to the moon.
Who they play?
Does the button not work? Oh.
I have no idea. I haven't checked because we don't have any home games this month, so I haven't really worried about it. I'm like, whatever.
Because you can chill out, watch the game.
Yeah, I can catch parts of it. Like sometimes I'm running around, but yeah, I get to watch little bits and pieces here and there. You know, can't wait for the Rowdies to come up here because fuck Tampa Bay Rowdies. Fuck the Rowdies. God, I'm trying to get all my Orlando people to come up for that too and be like, yo, let's just take over and fuck the Rowdies for 90 minutes.
That would probably be super fun.
Yeah, I'm
All
trying
right,
to get
I
that day off too.
We've been going for hour 24 now. I think it's time to wrap it up. Jorge, you want to send the people home?
Oh shit. Yo, good luck this weekend. Win some freaking essence. because that's all we can win these days. But it's still a vibe anyway. MLS fucking rules. Watch the USL Pro Rel, Vamos Riverhounds. I miss my friends, but here we are. Whatever, we chilling.